girlfriends, I'm Meech. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, hey girl, hey. So you guys, I am currently in my bathroom because as you guys can see by the title of this video, I'm going to be showing you how to shave. This may be something where you've never shaved before. This may be something where you have, but maybe you're looking for something to kind of help you out and give you some tips. So that is what this video is for. I got this idea because I have a niece. She's 11 years old and she's kind of at that age where she's getting kind of curious about stuff, and I figured that there were plenty of people who are becoming of age. This may just give them some tips and kind of help them out a little bit on how to go about this. One thing that is super important that I would like to express is that if you are underage and you are shaving for the first time or even the second time or even the third time, if you don't know what you are doing, please get help from a parent or guardian. I cannot express that enough. Of course, everybody does not have that kind of guidance or leadership, which is why a lot of people learn things on the internet, or sometimes you just don't feel comfortable. If that's the case, just be careful. That's all that I ask, because I know a lot of times it's just like, oh, well, everybody shaves, it's just a razor, but you could still hurt yourself pretty badly. So just keep that in mind when you are trying this out at home. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. For this video, I'm actually going to be using two different kinds of razors. And the reason being is because I do not want people to feel like you cannot get a good shave using a more affordable razor. I actually used these for years and years and years and years, and this pack of 10 is actually like $2 or $3. I got it from Walmart. Like I said, I used these forever. This was like one of the first razors that my mom ever gave me. But again, you have options. There are so many different razors to choose from. This is a little bit more expensive. It's not still one of the most expensive, but again, if you're just trying to decide if this is even going to work for you, if you're going to even continue to shave, or if you're going to go ahead and just do the wax thing or the laser hair thing, again, there are so many options. I'm just going to show you guys two different razors and how they're both going to give you good results, and how you really don't have to have a super expensive razor. Of course, with anything that you're getting ready to do, you always want to make sure that you start with clean hands, and I have not washed my hands yet, so let's just go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we've got our hands all nice and clean, you guys. Now we need to go in and wash our underarms. Do not skip this step. This is super important prior to shaving for a couple reasons. One, it's going to give you a closer, cleaner shave if you have literally nothing under your arms. And two, if you try to shave with like deodorant on, or maybe you've been sweating, or maybe you've got bacteria, or whatever the situation may be under your arms, that could clog your pores and it could cause an infection. So you want to make sure that prior to starting to shave, you go in and you actually wash your underarms, and not like just like put water on, but like actually wash them. Okay, so I usually like to do this with little exfoliating glove. I like to do it this way because I'm making sure that I'm literally getting everything off, because you know, deodorant can kind of be gunky and it can be hard to get off with a wash towel. And then also another reason why you want to do this is because literally if you have anything under your arm, it'll make it harder to shave, because then it'll start to build up in your razor. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I typically do wax my underarms. I don't ever shave them anymore, but because I wanted to do this video, I am going to shave for you guys this time. The stuff that content creators do for y'all, boy. So for the purpose of this video, I have allowed my underarm hair to grow out just like the waxing video. This is how we're looking beforehand, okay? So this is the before. So I'm gonna go ahead right now, wash my underarms, and then we'll get into shaving. So as you guys can see, I have changed into something that allows my underarms to be exposed. This could be anything. You could just put on a tank top, you could put on whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're not doing this in the shower and you're just standing up at the sink to do it, you want to make sure that your skin is still moist when you go in the shave, because when you dry it off, that's just drying your skin out essentially, and it makes it a lot easier for the razor to kind of like cut you or give it abrasions, or for you to have razor burn, and you don't want any of that, okay? So I'm going to start off with the Big Silky Touch. I'm going to go in, I'm going to re-wet my underarms with some more water. Now, I am going to go in with the same Dove that I just washed my underarms with to shave. What you decide to use to shave with is totally up to you. A lot of people will use conditioners. A lot of people will use, like I said, the soap that their body wash that they use to wash up. Some people would like to use shaving cream. So it really just depends on your personal preference. I personally like to use this because for one, it's like really sensitive and moisturizing. There are not a lot of fragrances and stuff in there. I try to stay away from things that have chemicals like parabens and things that'll dry your skin out, which I find that shaving cream dries my skin out when I use shaving cream. So I steer away from using shaving cream when I shave, even though that's what it's supposed to be for. But yeah, you can use whatever you like, but I would definitely, especially if you're a beginner, try to use a body wash that you already use, so that you don't have any issues with like breakouts from trying new products. I'm gonna put like literally not even like a dime size, like super little amount, and then just like I would as if I was washing my underarms again. I know to a lot of people it may seem like, well, why does it make sense to wash your underarms before if you're washing them now whenever you're shaving? Do not skip that first step of washing, please, okay? Super important. Again, I hate to like seem redundant and like keep reiterating, but you want to make sure that all of the oil and the dirt and everything is off your skin prior to shaving. You don't want it to be on there at the same time as you're shaving, because if you cause an infection, now you have a whole nother issue. Okay, baby? Okay. When I did my waxing video, I showed you guys the position that I am in when I'm waxing, and I literally do the exact same thing when I'm shaving. The underarm area can be a little tricky, especially when you have like the dips and all that kind of stuff like that. I find it much easier, again, to do the exact same position. Flex your muscles, like, you know, showing people how strong you are. Put this right here, so like so. And you want to lift your arm all the way up though. So just like this. And you want to use these 4 fingers, and you want to pull this skin tight, 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 okay? When you're shaving. And you see how like it's like this at first, and then you pull it tight, and then now everything is more smooth, it's more even, it'll be an easier shave. So then you don't have to like dig in to get the hair out, okay? We're going to go in with our razor. And this is like pretty simple. You just want to pull this off, okay? Make sure that you're pulling it off away from you. Be careful too, you don't want to cut yourself. And I'm gonna turn my water back on. Now, another thing that I like to have whenever I'm shaving is a towel. It doesn't have to be anything special, but I like to use that because I'm gonna rinse this between every time I shave. I'm going to rinse the razor off in the water, right? But sometimes it's kind of hard to get all the hair out, so I just use a little towel or whatever, and I wipe it in the opposite direction. So not down. You don't want to wipe it down, because the towel will get cut off into the razor. We're not shaving the towel, okay? You want to go the opposite direction just to get everything out, okay? So again, this is our position. I've kind of talked for a second, so I'm just going to go back in and re-wet that. Here's our razor, right? I'm going to wet this razor as well, just so everything's wet, everything's moist, right? So now I'm going to go and I'm going to, don't forget to continue to hold this tight, and I'm just going to go gently and pull down, okay? So here's that. Now you see that this only has like the edge hair in the edge of the razor, but we're gonna still rinse it off. We're not gonna go back in with this hair still on there, okay? So go ahead, rinse that hair off. Now we're gonna go to the next section. So we're gonna move over a little bit. Want to make sure that this all stays moist and wet. And again, you don't forget to keep this tight with these 4 fingers, because this is the area where it's gonna start to kind of get funky, right? And it's gonna start to kind of dip. So you don't have to go all the way down, okay? You see how like it pretty much kind of stopped itself because there's already a lot of hair in the razor. You don't want to like force it and just keep pushing and going down, okay? So at this time I'm going to stop and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rinse this hair off. This is a time where, like, you see how the hair is still in there even after me rinsing? I'll just take a towel, I'll go the opposite direction, and it'll pull that hair right out of there. And then I'll wet the razor again, because since we just used the towel, it kind of dried it off a little bit. And then I'll get the rest of that section, okay? Like so. And then I'll just continue on with that process. So something super important to remember when you're shaving is that, one, you don't want to go over the same area too many times. That can cause some irritation to your skin. And 2, you don't want to feel like you're like digging into your skin whenever you're shaving, okay? Be sure that you're not like digging in. That could be a sign that it's time to get a new razor. Or that you're trying to shave too big of an area. So yeah. So a lot of people, it's like, okay, that looks good. You got the hair off, but I also like to go in different angles as well, just to be sure. As you guys can see, I don't have a lot of like hyperpigmentation. I don't have a lot of like razor burn and stuff like that. So it can be done with an affordable razor. Another thing is, you do not want to leave your razors in the shower. And I know that's a super common place that a lot of people like to leave them, but the moisture from the shower can actually rust the razor blade, which can cause infection if you use it and it's rusty and it's got buildup on there. So you want to keep it in a dry place. Make sure after you use it, you go ahead and you dry it off, and then you put it up, maybe store it in like a drawer or a container that you have in your bathroom, which will make it super easily accessible. And so now I'm going to show you guys the difference by shaving this side with the razor that costs a couple of dollars more. These ones have the moisture strips already on them, and they come with 2 razors in the pack. And on top of that, these ones also have more blades on them. So as you guys can see, this is only a 2-blade razor, whereas this one, on the other hand, has 4. On these ones, you also want to be super careful whenever you're taking the thing off. I don't ever suggest popping it up from the bottom, because then you're going to go across the blade and you are more prone to cutting yourself. You want to be super careful with that. I would actually suggest popping it from the top down. And you don't have to pull it super hard, just be in control of it. I usually like to rest my finger up against this so it doesn't go flying off, and then just pop it off like so. I'm actually going to do this one a little bit quicker because you guys kind of get the gist. It's pretty much the exact same thing. I just wanted to show you guys the results with 2 different blades, okay? Get in position. So here, flexing our muscles and using those 4 fingers to pull. We're going to wet our blade. And again, this one already has like the moisture strips around the blades, but I don't ever just strictly use that, because I just want to make sure that I have enough moisture that it does not cause any kind of irritation. And this one, of course, you can shave a little bit more because it has more blades. continue to re-wet your blade and rinse it off in between strokes. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in, put a little bit more moisture and water for when I go in another direction. So, keep holding this pretty tight, and now we're going to go this way as opposed to down. Okay, we're going to hold this tight. See, that time I wasn't holding it tight enough, and it missed that whole middle section. So we're going to smooth that over there. We're going to hold this tight and pull that out. And now we're going to get back. See? Again, I've been using this towel to just go in the opposite direction to make sure that I'm getting all the hair out the blade. It's really dependent on you. Like sometimes people are like, okay, well, don't put on deodorant right away because then you might have a burning sensation because, you know, you just shaved and it may cause some kind of burning and irritation. So again, that's completely up to you. If you got somewhere to be or you really don't have no choice, you're gonna have to put that deodorant on and go. Because can't be leaving the house without deodorant on, okay? Another option that you can always do after you shave is to apply aloe vera. It's very soothing and calming to your skin, so it's not going to be like a super burning sensation. It'll also help if you have any kind of like minor like small cuts, or even if you kind of nick yourself, it's okay. If you are underage, I would honestly suggest, again, as I said prior, to get help from a parent. They may have some tips and things that they may be able to help you with as well. So yeah, that concludes this video, you guys. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope this was super helpful and not too drawn out. I wanted to be as detailed as possible without, you know, boring you guys. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and God willing, I will see you all in the next video. Peace.